going to come as a shock. I'm gay. Is it this shirt? No, some people say my voice sort of gives me away, but I never thought I had a gay guy's voice because I usually get called Madam on the phone. This includes by my bank, so I've told them my name's Mark, gone through a security questions, they're shooting with Madam Mark. It was awful at school, you can imagine being like this. I was the most feminine at school, so I had to play Mary in the school nativity. It wasn't an all-boys school. And when you've got a voice like this, when I was at school, people sort of knew I was gay before I knew I was gay. Do you know what I mean? I remember going up to my mum, I was really scared, I've got to come out, so I sit her down. Mum, I think I might be gay. She goes, Mark, I think the Pope might be a Catholic. I was thinking about being gay the other day. Some things are just a bit different if you're gay and if you're straight. So I think the absolute worst thing about being gay is going to the STD clinic. I know you straight people love it. But it's horrible for us. It's much worse, I promise you. Because you know you've sort of got a little questionnaire, they've got that little flipboard with questions that they ask you right at the start. And you get to about number 3, are you gay? You say yes. They sort of slyly flip the little clipboard away and bring out a massive fucking picture. Things like, have you had unprotected oral sex in the last 2 years? Unprotected oral sex. Who has protected oral sex? Sucking a condom, basically. Who doesn't? I'm sort of waiting to ask more questions like, have you touched another man's nipple without protection? I feel as though you're walking around the place with a massive fuck-off neon sign going, might have AIDS. You sort of think that what they'd like gay sex to be is just 2 gay men lying in full body condoms so you're totally protected, not touching each other. Full protection. Another thing, I know I'm safe from STDs anyway, because I've got a very high calibre of man in my life. I only date models, you see. It's not a joke. Thank you, though. The last guy I dated was a model anyway. I've been single for 10 years. But the last guy I dated, he did the modelling for posters. You might have seen them, they were everywhere. Weight Watchers. You know, the before. Another thing about being gay that I've noticed is a bit different is you find that things are just a bit less relevant for you, things in pop culture, things like music. So I remember when I was at school, Craig David came out with Fill Me In. All the other guys, they want to be Craig David. I don't want to be Craig David, I want Craig David to fill me in. Did anyone see that picture of Craig David a few weeks ago? No, it was in the newspapers.
Yeah.
See, I keep one on me just in case of emergency. This is what Craig David now looks like. How did that happen? I know they say that sex was the best form of exercise, but he was only doing it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, wasn't he? He's certainly not chilling on Sunday anymore. I love that song, Craig David. It's so sweet, making love every day. I just don't really get music like that anymore. I was thinking the other day, that number 1 a few weeks ago by Robin Thicke. You say you don't want it, but I know you want it. You're going to get it. Is that a bit like rape to you? You can put a nice beat behind it, but that's still rape. Something else that's a bit less relevant in pop culture for me is sort of trashy TV, the sort of reality, self-help type stuff. Mainly because it's always about women, always. So, I mean, straight guys are interested because they fancy women. Straight girls are interested because they are women. Lesbians are interested because they are women and they fancy women, or that's how I'm sure it works over there. I'm not interested whatsoever. I'm talking about things like 10 years younger, where you get some poor woman that's, you know, just had a bit of a difficult life, so she looks a bit worse for wear, and they line people up in front of her, and they guess her age. Isn't it? It's torture. And they all want to be on the TV, so they're saying things like, oh my god, she's 85, she's 92, she's a monster, just so they can get on the TV. And then this woman's crying because they've been so horrible. Got one runs out, and says, don't worry. We also line some people up from behind you, and from the back of your head, your average age was only 55. She's still something because she's 31 in real life. I think the worst thing on TV, and I hate it so much, is Nigella Lawson. And it's because she fools you. She makes you think things are easy and they're just not easy. So I was watching her the other day, and she said she was making elderflower-infused Italian haricot salsa on sourdough. That sounds lovely. But she assured me it's very easy. Okay. She said it's all things that you can find in your larder and your deep freeze. Thought, we've got 2 problems already, Nigella. So I went with it, and she said you can substitute things in. So you don't need the elderflower, you can leave that out. If you haven't got sourdough, you can use normal bread, so you substitute it. By the time you substitute everything in, you've made 2 different meals. So she's made Italian haricot salsa elderflower infused on sourdough, and I've made beans on toast. But I'll leave you with what I think is the worst thing about watching Nigella, and that is that you're constantly cutting to shots of her sort of leaning over Eddie's very seductively, you know, licking her finger, stroking her nipple. And I thought, this is the most sex I've had in months. The worst thing is, the next time I go to the STD clinic, I've not only got to tell them that I'm gay, I've got to tell them I've been watching Nigella. Without protection.